welcome back to another Flashback tape episode. This is going to be the final 5 levels for Coco. They were definitely hard. Coco's levels were way harder than Crash's levels, in my opinion. So, with this one, you can skip boxes, like the one I skipped back there that's right below the Nitro, because the Nitro will obviously load them up. So like you can skip all those boxes. This bit's a little tricky because you gotta break that arrow box without dying. Those would have probably exploded, but I just got them anyway because I had time. So once you get to this checkpoint, this second half is definitely the hardest part of the level. This part is a little tricky. Doing that, you need to spin that box, which somehow I managed. Oh no, this isn't the. Never mind. I forget I have to leave my first attempt. So this is multiple attempts later, but eventually I kind of found a rhythm with this part and I had it down pretty well. I leave that question mark box because it'll get blown up. And then this part is pretty tricky. You gotta be real quick here. You pretty much only have one chance to make it through this gap. And then again, just keep moving. This part, you gotta be quick again, but you can actually just skip it like I do here. Wait for all the nitro, trigger the nitro, and then you can freely get these final boxes without having to worry about the nitro. So, quick, easy tip right there. So there you go, 331 out of 331. That is replacement considerations. I did these a couple of days ago, so I don't remember totally my run. Now we move on to overall fitness exam. So this one, again, like it's tricky. You gotta pretty much keep moving on like all of these. It's really hard. The last 2 levels were the worst. Yeah, this one actually probably wasn't too bad. This was much easier than the first level for sure. This is just a matter of keeping yourself moving and not getting blown up. So getting to the checkpoint's pretty simple. Everything after the checkpoint is a little harder. Like this part took me quite a few tries to get right. Because you have to do that to blow those up, and then you gotta jump up here. And this is, I do die here. This isn't the run. I didn't do any of these in like one go. It took quite a while. So that's not what you want to do. You do not want to trigger those TNTs. Not until you've got all this stuff up top. So anyway, here we go. So the way I do this here is I trigger that TNT, trigger the switch, trigger that TNT, jump back to the checkpoint platform, smash these boxes, make my way down the TNT, I jump across these boxes, and I go up the arrows. Straight to the top so we can get the golden fruit, extra life if you're playing lives, but I don't see why you would do that, but to each their own. So bounce your way down. You gotta skip through to the end here so you can break the bottom ones first. Don't worry so much about the top ones, you just need to get the bottom ones broken. So once you get to the end, bounce your way up on top and finish breaking them. I would recommend holding X when you're on these just because a lot of them may be on one bounce and you may not realize it. This one was way not on one bounce, but I don't know how I pulled this off. It was crazy. I stood on this block and I was like, holy shit, that was wild. But yeah, so just hold X there just in case it is on a one bounce so it doesn't catch you off guard and you're high enough that you can do a double jump to complete it. So there you go. That's definitely the level with the shortest amount of boxes, or least amount of boxes, I think. Okay, so moving on, back into the menu, we go to tech check. So this one is another, I mean, all these boxes pretty much have nitro and TNT things that you have to time. It kind of sucks, but that's just kind of the nature of how Coco's things are. If you don't know, you can spin on an arrow, on a bounce arrow, if it's a steel box, and the nitro bounce arrows, and you won't bounce. So that's a nice little tip. This part, you just gotta double jump high enough so you don't get blown up. You saw what I did there. I triggered that and landed on the TNT, then I could get back up and get those. We're gonna smash all these, trigger this switch. Don't break every box here, kind of skip your way down so you can hit this switch and then go back up. Break a couple boxes if you want, but mostly just trigger the TNT, it'll blow everything up. And then you gotta bounce your way across this TNT, you gotta go quickly, but not too quickly because you need that to do that. Checkpoint platform. Now I die here. This part's kind of tricky, but once I figured it out, it wasn't too bad. So you don't want to trigger that TNT like I did there, you want to leave it. And you need to trigger this first TNT immediately so you don't bounce up into the nitro. So here, we bounce up, we don't trigger this TNT, we trigger the switch, then bounce that TNT, then we jump to that TNT. As soon as the top one explodes and is safe, we jump up to the arrow. And then I spin to stop my bounce, and then I just break these. Break the flames first, just so you don't mess that up. Then we go up here, we want to bounce the bounce crate, and then the switch. Break the fire boxes when you can. And then back to the steel crate, and then I jump straight to the, I try to jump to the middle one, that's the goal, but I didn't really do that the way I usually do. But it worked, I broke everything. So I like to break as many boxes here as I can, and then trigger the TNT. Then you want to bounce on these golden fruits, bounce on the arrow high up, and double jump so you can make your way up. That question mark will be exploded by the TNT. I was getting a little, I was afraid they weren't going to blow up, so I just kind of made my way the rest of the way. And that was everything. I would imagine if you broke all those wooden boxes and then triggered the last TNT, it would be fine, but I don't know, it's, you're better off just triggering the TNT and excuse me, and bouncing your way the rest of the way. Okay, so resilience evaluation. This level gave me the most trouble out of all 5. I just finished this level today, literally as I'm recording this voiceover. This level and the final level. The other 3 I had done a couple days ago. So anyway, this first part is probably, I don't know, each, before and after the checkpoint are both equally tricky. I like to skip those locked crates first, and I go over and bounce those. And I like to do this as well. I break these top 2, and then break these fireboxes so I don't have to worry about smashing 2 fireboxes in one go. Now here, when you wait, when TNT hits 1, just do a single jump and then a butt slam. Slide jump your way across, you should make it. Wait for the fire to go out and then butt slam. Break these crates now if you want to, you can leave them, it's up to you. You're just gonna jump here, don't jump off the box, just bounce. Break everything down to the bottom row. And then we're just gonna jump over, bounce off each crate, and then bounce our way back. We're gonna wait for the fire, and then we're gonna jump, break the fires first, break the question mark last, bounce back across. The bounce back is definitely harder. So here we're gonna jump up, and we're gonna land on this little chute platform thing. Then we're gonna jump across, spin, double jump back, and then we need to break these 2 locked crates. And then now we just need to get on this little single steel crate and then slide double jump. When it's safe, break these, bounce on it, drop down, bounce, and just make sure you time your jumps here so you don't land on the fire. So just do a couple of higher bounces to get your timing. And there's your checkpoint. You should have 58 boxes. So now this is the tricky part. The fire crates can be out of time. here, especially this next set. And if it's out of time, you're pretty much screwed. It's impossible. So you're going to have to die once or twice to reset the timing on the firebox. But you'll see here, I think it's out of time here. Yeah, like if I stand up, like which I have to, because the timer box is going to run out, I'm going to get burned. So this is the run I do it in. You can do it the way I do it here, or you can leave this crate until the end, because if you trigger that TNT early, you're going to be screwed. So anyway, you want the firebox to be going off when it goes up. That's the way it needs to be, otherwise you can't get out. So once you do that, break that firebox, do a jump spin, get back up on the locked ones. When it's at 1, jump butt slam, slide jump quickly so you can get back over. Now you're pretty much safe. Just trigger this TNT, get in this little gap, trigger that TNT, drop down, do a double jump to get back up, then slide and get out of here. Now you're going to jump over and spin and then butt slam. Just be careful with your butt slam. If you jump and butt slam immediately, you'll hit the nitro. Time your jump across the fireboxes. Do another butt slam. Don't worry about that one down below. The nitro will blow it up. Butt slam. Don't bounce. Then high bounce. Trigger the TNT. Get across here quickly. You're going to have to jump up high so the nitro explosion doesn't get you. Then do a butt slam. This is the final stretch. You have a firebox, a TNT, and a firebox. Trigger the TNT, wait a second, then jump to the firebox and get out of the way. And there you go, 130 out of 130. Resilience evaluation was probably the hardest one for me. I mean, the Gauntlet, the final level, was difficult, but it definitely didn't take me as long to do it as that one did. So we are on to the final level, which is the Gauntlet. Like I said, this one took me did not take me as long as Resilience, but it definitely took me longer than the other 3. So the way I do this one is I jump up here, bounce on the edge till 5, and then you want to jump out and around. Don't hold X, just do a normal bounce off of it so you can get around the nitro. Slide jump your way out, slide jump your way out again, or double jump, whatever you prefer. Then you're going to bounce back up, same thing, avoid the nitro. And get up here. I like to spin and stop. And then you're going to bounce these. I bounce these and then trigger the TNT, then bounce on this and hold X. So when you get your last jump, you can get up. I didn't realize that was on one bounce. So now you are going to slide jump across and break all of these boxes. Just like that. And then leave this one at 4 bounces so you can jump to the TNT. Wait till it's at 1, jump back, bounce, don't double jump until you're at the gap so you can get back through. You're going to slide jump up and hit the switch, which will activate the chute. Now we need to do some very careful spins here to break these fireboxes. It takes me a couple tries because I didn't want to explode the TNT. Like once I had finally gotten to this point right here, I did this my first try. It took me a lot of attempts to get to this point though, so I was like being super cautious. So then get up there and trigger the TNT, and then you're going to just do the chute. Now we need to crawl under here and just tap X so you bump the TNT. Stay crouched and do a big double jump so you avoid the explosion. Do a slide double jump to get that. And it's safe to just fall here, but I kind of panicked so I got back through. Trigger the TNT, just move out of the way so it doesn't get you. So whatever you can do to get out of the way, get out of the way. So now you're gonna bounce on this TNT, and the bottom block there will be a golden fruit or an extra life depending on how you're playing the game. And I don't really think it's worth going for. The nitro will blow it up, so just do it that way. Now I die here because I needed an area to splice my good attempt in, so I just waited till I died once after the checkpoint, which I just jump off the edge here because YOLO. So you want to do a slide spin as you can get as many as you can, and then you want to high bounce and get the rest of them. Then you're going to spin onto the arrow to blow it, or to break it. Break these fireboxes, jump back, do a butt slam here. Then you're going to jump back to the checkpoint platform to get those. Double jump across, slide double jump, Land here, you have 6 fireboxes. They go off in this pattern, so just jump when it's safe. Bounce your way up them. Bounce over this trigger to the next firebox. Both question marks, trigger. So now you have a little safe platform. Now you're going to spin onto this so you don't bounce on it. You're going to spin the firebox. You're going to jump, spin through the gap to break the arrow and get the 2 question marks down below. The TNT will activate the trigger to close the space. Now you're going to go back across here. Excuse me. And you are going to do a high bounce off this nitro. Get up on top, break a couple of the boxes, break those. Actually jump down and break one more box because I was afraid I wouldn't reach it if I didn't. So then you're going to do a slide spin jump just like you did on the other one. And then you're going to high bounce off that once it turns into nitro. Now we are at this part, you're going to activate this, and you need to jump over and high bounce off this bottom block because it turns into a nitro bounce. So once you do that, jump over, get the golden fruit, smash this crate. Now you're going to do a slide jump through this. And this is the final stretch, so you're going to do this as quickly as possible. And there you go. There is that, and there is closing the experiment log, which is the trophy for completing all of the flashback tapes with platinum relics. So that's going to do it for flashback tapes. We only have 3 trophies left. We have the 106% completion trophy, then we have the 2 trophies associated with time trials, and then obviously the platinum. So I will see you in the next Crash episode.